The Senate will come to order. Members, please stand for the prayer. Today, we will pause for a moment of silent prayer and reflection, and following that moment, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. The Secretary will take the roll.
Abler, Anderson, Bach, Benson, Bigham, Carlson, Chamberlain, Champion, Clausen, Coleman, Swedzinski, Dames, Dibble, Dornick, Draheim, Duckworth, Dietzick, Eaton, Eichhorn, Eakin, Fate, Franzen, Frentz, Gazelka, Goggin, Herr, Hoffman, Housley, Howe, Ingebrigtsen, Isaacson, Jasinski, Johnson, Johnson-Stewart, Kent, Kiffmeyer, Klein, Curran, Kunish, Lang, Latz, Limmer, Marty, Matthews, McEwen, Miller, Murphy, Nelson, Newman, Newton, Osmic, Pappas, Port, Pratt, Putnam, Rarick, Rest, Rosen, Rude, Senjum, Tomasoni, Torres-Ray, Utke, Weber, Westrom, Uyghur, Wickland.
Pursuant to Rule 14.1, the following members intend to vote under Rule 40.7. Senators Anderson, Bach, Carlson, Champion, Clausen, Coleman, Dibble, Duckworth, Dietzick, Eaton, Eakin, Fate, Gazelka, Herr, Isaacson, Johnson-Stewart, Kent, Klein, Kunish, Latz, Marty, Murphy, Newton, Osmic, Pappas, Port, Rest, Rosen, Senjum, Torres-Ray, and Wickland. A quorum is present. Members will begin on the agenda today with the fifth order of business, reports of committees. Senator Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that committee reports printed in the agenda be adopted with the exception of the reports pertaining to Joint Rule 2.03.
Discussion on the Johnson motion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion prevails. Next, we'll move to the seventh order of business, second reading of House bills. The Secretary will read the House file number.
House File Number 820.
Second reading. Next, we'll move to the eighth order of business, introduction and first reading of Senate bills listed in today's introduction calendar. Our Senate file numbers 2371 to 2385. These Senate files are given their first reading and referred as indicated. Next, we'll move to the ninth order of business, motions and resolutions. There are several authors' motions listed in the agenda. We'll take these authors' motions as one motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion prevails. Remaining under motions and resolutions, Senator Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that House File Number 2253 be taken from the table and given its second reading.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion prevails. The Secretary will give House File Number 2253 its second reading.
House File Number 2253.
Second reading. Senator Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that House File 2253 be laid on the table.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion prevails. Next, we'll move to the 13th order of business, announcements of Senate interest. Without objection, the following senators will be excused from today's session. Senator McEwen all day. Announcements of Senate interest, Senator Bigham.
Thank you, Mr. President. And members, I rise today because I want to take a moment to honor and remember a former senator who passed away. Senator Bill Diesner passed away on March 27th at the age of 97, Mr. President. Senator Diesner was a doctor, and he represented from Afton, and he represented from 1983 to through 1990 the parts of Ramsey and Washington counties. He also was a captain in the Army during the Korean War and in the MASS unit, which I found interesting. Mr. President, after I know that Senator Uyghur wanted to say a couple words, and then I would ask for a moment of silence by members and staff today. Thank you.
Senator Uyghur.
Thank you, Mr. President. I may exceed a couple words, but I wanted to share that Senator Diesner was my friend. I did not serve in the Senate with him, but my first job after law school was representing the Minnesota Medical Association and also the Academy of Family Practice and Psychiatry specialty group. Dr. Diesner was very active in each of those, and a part of my job early on was to encourage involvement in the process. And here in the making was a superstar, a person that gave a great deal, Dr. Diesner, to his community, and actively involved in community service in Washington County, and then increasingly had an interest in political activity, recognizing you can have an impact at the legislative level. And when he had approached me about maybe running for the state senate, there was an opening. We all know how that goes. I said, well, why not? And, you know, are you up for door knocking, et cetera? And I'll just share, the first time we go out to door knock, we've all done it. And we did a horseshoe. I'll meet you in an hour. I'll go this way, you go the other way, and wherever we meet, we do. An hour passed, and I was wondering, well, where's Dr. Diesner? He had gotten to 4 houses in that amount of time. And I kind of wondered, but then it was very obvious. He was an excellent listener. And as we reflected later, he said, you don't learn by talking, you learn by listening. And truly, a psychiatrist is going to know that. In fact, I believe he's the only psychiatrist that's ever served in the legislature. He went on to be elected, and as a part of his service, he chaired the Workers' Compensation Injury Review Group. He was active on a number of health policy recommendations, and like all of us, was a part of the growing evolution of our laws. He made a great contribution. He also was very active just growing up. He was the valedictorian of his school in Waconia. He was a practicing doc in Redwood Falls. Senator Dames and I were just reflecting on that. And he served our country, as Senator Begum said. He was over in Korea. He served in MASH. He was very proud of being a captain. So, Senator Diesner, thank you so much for serving us proud, for your constituents, for serving the community, for serving your family, and for serving our country. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Begum.
Mr. President, I would ask for a moment of silence now.
Members, please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you, members. Any other announcements of Senate interest? Senator Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate do now adjourn until tomorrow, Thursday, April 8th at 11 a.m.
Senator Johnson moves that the Senate do now adjourn until Thursday, April 8th at 11 a.m. All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. The motion prevails. The Senate is adjourned.